And if there's one stereotype that is true, is that everyone working in IT has a box of cables at home, including one of each type of cable that has existed for the past 20 years, just in case. In this module, we will really learn the different types of connections that we use to connect both PCs to a network, as well as peripherals to a PC, and let's start by learning the network connections and tools. Let's start with the most common network cable, or RJ45. This type of connector is used for Ethernet networking, which is the standard for wired networks. The RJ45 connector has 8 pins that are used to transmit and receive data, and this type of connector is used for both home and business networks. One of the great things about RJ45 connectors is how easy they are to use. It's essentially a plug-and-play device. You just connect one end to your computer and another to a router, and you're good to go. Ethernet cables come in multiple categories, from Category 1 all the way to Category 8, but on this slide, let's talk about the 4 latest ones. Without going into too much details, while they all use the same RJ45 connector, the main differences between Ethernet cable categories are, first of all, the speed. Each category supports faster speeds, with Cat8 designed for up to 40 gigs per second, which is significantly higher than older categories such as Category 6. We also have bandwidth, as newer cables like Cat8 offer higher bandwidth, meaning that they can carry more data at the same time, which is crucial for data-heavy applications. Another differentiator is distance, as the longer the cable, you can lose speed, and some cables, like the Category 8, has an amazing speed, but only for 30 meters, while the Category 7, for example, can keep the same speed for 100 meters. Depending on your needs, the highest category might not always be the best. Finally, we have shielding, and as you move up from Category 6, where shielding is optional on many of them, to Category 8, the cables come with mandatory shielding to fit that standard. And this helps a lot, especially to reduce interference in high-speed or dense network environments. Now, you do not need to know all of those by heart for the Tech Plus exam, but I still wanted to show you the differences between categories, and if you have a few Ethernet cables lying around at home, take a look on them. It will tell you the category. Next up, another networking connector is the fiber connector small form pluggable connector, which you will also see abbreviated as SFP. This connector is a compact, hot swappable transceiver module used in networking to interface with fiber optic or copper cabling. Depending on the type of SFP used, you can achieve varying data transfer speeds and distances from 1 gigabit per second with basic SFP modules up to 100 gigabits per second with newer modules. However, they are way more expensive than Ethernet cables, and you'll often only see them used between networking devices, so between the router and the switch, as an example. If we take a look at a router, you can see the RJ45 and the SFP one side by side, as well as the connection where it goes. And if you look closely to the image on the right side, you will see that my SFP port has a maximum of 10 gigs per second, whereas my Ethernet, which is right next to it, it's currently plugged in, has a maximum of 2.5 gigs per second. Again, 2.5 gigs, way more than enough for most household devices, but for an enterprise where you might have 100 clients that need to connect from a switch to a router to the internet, having that SFP cable, that SFP connector, and enabling higher speeds between networking devices can make all the difference. Now let's talk about some networking tools, and the first one we will talk about is the Crimper. The Crimper is used when you want to make your own Ethernet connections and customize the length of the cable as they basically allow you to cut the Ethernet cable and then connect it to the exact length that you need. After you cut the cable at the right length, you can use the crimper to press your connector, the RJ45 connector, and connect it to the cable, and ensuring that the metal from the connector touches the copper wires. This way you make sure that all the data transmits correctly and that the connector will not easily pull off. Our next troubleshooting tool is the cable tester. The cable tester is a simple tool that makes sure that all the pins, so pin 1 for pin 8 of a network cable, are connected correctly. This comes in especially useful if you cut your own Ethernet cables and connect them using the crimper as we have just learned. It happened to me when I cabled around my house that one of them I was getting errors and my device would not work properly. And after using the cable tester, I figured out it was just a bad connection. I inversed 2 different pins on the Ethernet cable, and that can happen. Now, I have a very simple one that we will look at in just a few seconds, but more advanced and professional cable testers can also help you with things such as interference and signal loss measurements. Now let's take a look at a cable tester in action. The concept of a cable tester is pretty simple. You have 2 different pieces, 2 sides, and then you plug the cable that you want to test in both sides of the tester. Now, the cable tester will send data on each pin of the 8 pins of the cable, because remember, RJ45 connector has 8 pins, and as long as the lights from the left side and right side light up the same number all the time, it means that the cable is good. Now, let me try with a bad cable. I have a cable here that I sabotaged a little bit, and if we put it in the tester, you'll see that it only goes to 7, and then the 8 number, the 8 pin, never lights up. Well, it's because I cut it. But this is how you would see a broken cable. Or if the cable was not connected right, like say when you crimped it, you didn't put the cables in the right order, you would see, like say, number 5 light up on the left, while number 1 lights up on the right. So you really need to make sure that the numbers on the left and right light up at the same time, so you know all the pins are well connected and in the right order.